What's up, guys? We are back, and I'm looking at some more NBA plays today over on PrizePicks. I've also got some MLB plays for you in today's video. Let's hop in and let's keep cashing. We got an awesome NBA running going right now. Yesterday in the DubClub, we were able to go 2-0 for the NBA. It was a short 3-game slate, of course, had 2 plays, both of which were relatively easy cashes. Derek White gave us a little bit of a sweat, but Jalen Green was able to fly over his points. And we had Derek White in yesterday's YouTube video, which was able to cash. So I've cashed 3 of my last 4 NBA plays. We are on a 2-0 run. Let's keep cashing with some more winners today. You guys hit the like going yesterday's video, so I have 2 main plays. I have a little bit of a bonus play for you guys at the end also. But if you guys want 3 plays tomorrow, be sure to leave a like on this video here. If we get to 175 likes, I'll drop a 3rd play in tomorrow's video also. And while you're down there leaving a like, you may as well subscribe to the channel also. But before we get to these plays, don't miss out on joining the DubClub. In the DubClub, you can join with the link in my description for a 3-day free trial. That will give you access to all of my plays sent straight to your phone and access to the Discord. In the Discord, you access to my contributors for plays from Asmi's, Emo, Props, and Elo. Asmi's has been on fire. Emo is the king of unders. He's posted a lot of NBA plays. Props posts some MLB plays, especially some home run parlays and things like that. Then you have Elo here, who's a soccer guy who's been crushing his plays, man. He absolutely crushed it yet again yesterday. He catched 11 out of 13 plays yesterday. He crushed it. You also get access, though, to my community chat where you talk to me and other members. I'm pretty responsive. I'm very active in the Discord chat. Super easy to reach me. Just at me in the chat. I'll pretty much answer any question that you have in terms of strategy, plays, or whatever's going on. And you also get access to my Underdog Streaks plays as well as my PrizePicks correlation slips here. Correlations, man, we were so close to cashing so many of those yesterday by like 1 leg, 2 leg misses, man. We are killing it still in the correlation slips. We're still plenty of units profit, but we were so close to a ridiculous day yesterday. You get all of that included. I haven't even talked about my performance yet. I'm over 140 units of profit this year between the NBA and the NHL, over 80 units of profit in the NBA. As you can see, we are over $7,000 of profit this year if you were to have about 50 units or $50 per unit. So I really do think that I provide a lot of value over in the DubClub, and you don't have to commit to anything right now. There's that 3-day free trial linked in my description. You can check it out for the next 3 days. And if you don't like it, you can just cancel it. But you also join right now for cheaper if you want to get in long term. If you want to get in for the next month, it's only $15, which is $20 off your first month, which is at the end of the trial. So instead of paying $35, you can just get them right now for $15, more than a 50% discount right there. But with that out of the way, let's get to these free plays. Make sure that you play responsibly and at your own risk. Leave a like on this video and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. The most important thing, though, is having those notifications on that we can get in before these lines get bumped to get removed. Let's get to these plays. The first play I like here is actually not on the PrizePicks board, unfortunately. However, he is available on other apps, and there is an alternative that I like on the PrizePicks board. So instead of going to the NBA category, we're going to head over to the NBA first half category. That is because tonight I like Tobias Harris over his first half points at 8. However, that is not the main play here because I really like his first quarter points, which is unfortunately not on PrizePicks for whatever reason. But by the time you guys are watching this video, he might be on the board at 3.5 first quarter points. He is available on apps like Underdog Fantasy, Sleeper, Chalkboard, any other app that you can think of really besides PrizePicks. He is available at 3.5 first quarter points. But again, by the time you're watching this video, he might be available on the board at 3.5, which I prefer over the first half points at 8. This year, he's had at least 4 first quarter points in 72% of games. His first half points, if you look at it here, he's had at least 8 in 60% of games this year. So as you can see, it's a little bit similar for the most part, but the first quarter points is just better in terms of hit rate. But also, I just like the spot a lot better for first quarter points, mainly because of the minutes he's been seeing here. He's played 10 minutes and 11 minutes in his first 2 games here of the series against the Knicks, with pretty good performances. He's had 9 and 5 points in the first quarter of the last 2 games, the first 2 games of the series, and it's overall just a pretty good spot here. Against the Knicks so far this series had a very good history against them, going over in all but 1 game this year. We actually hooked with 3, which only came in about 7 minutes, by the way. He plays another 3 minutes in that game. There's potential for him to score at least 1 more point in that game, which would have had him cover in every single game against the Knicks so far this year. But I also like to focus on, too, is going to be his usage. He's had very nice usage in the first 2 games of the series with about 22% and 16%. This year, when he has at least 15% usage, as well as playing high minutes, like with 8+ minutes, which should be a gimme here, he's been over this in 87% of games this year and 9 of his last 10. So overall, he's in a very good spot here against the New York Knicks for a lot of reasons here. So that's why I like Tobias Harris so much tonight against the New York Knicks. Basically, just because of his minutes he's been playing and just his terms of his hit rate with the high usage and the minutes, it just makes a lot of sense to me here. He's a very good first quarter player, and really just plays just needing 2 baskets here. He only needs 2 baskets here, unlike his full game points line where he has to have 15 points or 14 points. In reality here, he just has to hit 2 baskets in the first quarter, and he cashes. Before we get to my next play, if you're not already on Sleeper, it is, in my opinion, the best DFS app out there right now. And there's a ton of plays available right now on the board, of course, with some discounts. Like right now, we have James Harden discounted from about 23.5 down to 18.5 points. It's a 5-point discount, really nice looking discount. And that's available for all users, by the way. And they offer deals like this all the time on this app. If you use promo code DOMG, you can get a first-in deposit match up to $100, and I believe you also get a free score when you sign up too. It's an awesome app. Get it for yourself in my description, and be sure to use promo code DOMG. You can also sometimes get a better payout than an app like PrizePicks. Like, for example, if you like Cade and Kawhi over points tonight, it pays out a 3.15x over on Sleeper compared to maybe a 3x over on PrizePicks. So go get Sleeper for yourself in my description, and be sure to use promo code DOMG. Helps me out, helps you out as well. Now, getting into my next play, we're going to head over to the MLB. For the third play, we will hop back to the NBA. But in the MLB here, we're going to go with the strikeout prop here because tonight I like Garrett Crochet to go over 7.5 strikeouts. If you're wanting a better, more likely hit prop, of course, you could go with the 6.5 strikeouts, but I do also like the over 7.5, and that's personally what I locked in. But like I said, both spots are very good for him. He's had at least 8 strikeouts in 2 out of 5 games so far this year, and has a beautiful matchup now against the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners are an extremely high strikeout team this year, 2 opposing lefties. Every lefty that has had at least 5 innings pitched against them has been over this line except for one, who was Robbie Ray, with 2 strikeouts in 6 innings. Otherwise, you have guys like Sean Newcomb here with an 8 strikeout game there. You have guys down here also like JP Sears, Jeffrey Springs. You also have Tariq Skubal here with 8 strikeouts. Now you have their toughest matchup yet here in Garrett Crochet. I think it's a spot where he can drop 8 strikeouts relatively easily, hopefully, based off of these past matchups here and these weaker K pitchers going against who have been over this against Seattle. But you even have guys here like 1.2 innings pitched. He had 5 strikeouts in that game. I mean, that's pretty much unheard of. He struck out every out that he had was a strikeout, basically. So I think Garrett Crochet is in a great spot tonight to go over his strikeouts. He's had a pretty good season so far. There are some tougher matchups that he's had, like against Toronto and Texas, which I'm not super worried about. Although you have games like the White Sox here where he's had 11 and 7 strikeouts. So I think there's a spot where he can grab 8 and a very good matchup now against the Seattle Mariners. Last year, he was over this line in about 41% of games. And last year against the Mariners, he had 13 strikeouts and 3 strikeouts. However, the 3 strikeouts, of course, came in only 3 innings pitched. He's got a pretty good history against a lot of these guys here, as you can see, in terms of strikeouts, like Dylan Moore here with a 66.7% strikeout percentage and 6 at-bats against him. Very, very high there. I think he's in a great spot. I don't think that 8 strikeouts is too much to ask for here from Garrett Crochet, or 7 if you want to take that lower line there at 6.5 strikeouts. But now let's get to a third play. This one's going to be more of a lean for me. It is not an official play from me, but I do like the spot quite a bit. And if you guys want a third play tomorrow, again, make sure that you leave a like on this video and go ahead and subscribe also. But 175 likes, and I'll drop a third play tomorrow for you guys. The next play I like here is going to be over in the assist category because I like Jaylen Williams over his assists. Unfortunately, on PrizePicks, because they suck, I don't really know why this line is not available. It should be available based on the odds. But I like him over assists tonight. You can take the over 3.5 if you want. But he's unfortunately not available at 4.5. But you can find him on other apps like Underdog Fantasy or Sleeper, for example. You can find him at 4.5 and at a relatively good price too. You can see you can take the over 4.5 assists here on Underdog. But you could also find this one on Sportsbook for like a minus 125. So I don't understand why this one is not on the PrizePicks board at 4.5. I also don't know why it's a multiplier on Underdog here, but you can get a better payout for sure on an app like Sleeper or Chalkboard, for example. But I think Jaylen Williams is in a great spot over his assists here. He has a 60% rate at 4.5. At 3.5, he's been over this in 79% of games. So pretty big difference there. If you want to take the Green Goblin on PrizePicks, I think he's in a great spot over 3.5 also. But you can see here how he's been this year, and also in games 1 and 2 of the series. He had 6 assists in the blowout win, as well as 5 assists in the most recent game, which came in about 35 minutes. In games this year where he plays at least 32 minutes, he's been great this year, going over in 70% of games. At 3.5, he's been even better, of course, over in 85% of games. You can also factor in games when they win, too, if you're wanting to do that. You can also factor that in for the 4.5 line also, if you're wanting that, over 69% of wins with 32-plus minutes. But J-Dub has been especially good when having high potential assists. There's actually no potential assist numbers from last game, unfortunately, but I do believe it was fairly good. In games this year where he has at least 8 potential assists, which again, he had 10 in game 1, he's been pretty damn good this year, over in 67% of games. And if you factor in the games where he plays at least 30 minutes, it of course gets even better. He is over this in 72% of games this year with at least 8 potential assists and at least 30 minutes played. I think he's in a great spot. I really do. I think the matchup against against Memphis has been pretty good for him. He really has gotten this one done pretty much all year against them. He only had one game where he missed the line by 0.5 against Memphis. That was all the way back in March. But the most recent games, of course, in games 1 and 2, he had 6 and 5 assists. So those are going to be my 3 plays in today's video. It's going to be Jaylen Williams over 4.5 assists. But again, this one is going to be more of a lean for me. I do also love the over 3.5 on the PrizePicks board. Also love Garrett Crochet over 7.5 strikeouts. You could take the 6.5 on the PrizePicks board if you're wanting a more likely to hit line, but of course you are getting a worse payout. And I also like Tobias Harris over 3.5 first quarter points. If you are only on PrizePicks, which I don't really recommend at this point because I think it's not the best app out there, I do also like the over first half points at 8 on the PrizePicks board also, but I do prefer the 3.5 first quarter points, of course. I'm not done with the free plays yet, but a couple reminders. Don't miss out on joining the DubClub. There's a 3-day free trial available in my description, or join for the next month for only $15. Gives you all of my plays and access to the Discord chat, as well as my contributors' plays and my correlation plus underdog streaks plays. So don't miss out. Go get that free trial, or join for the next month for only $15. It really is worth it, in my opinion. At least check it out for the next 3 days. If you don't like it, you can just cancel it at no charge. If you like the tool that I used in this video here, it's called Outlier. You can get Outlier for yourself in my description. It's available just by clicking on the link. You might get a trial for it. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I would at least check this one out. They also have a pro version, which is extremely good in my opinion. A lot of like plus AV things, boosts, arbitrage, middle bets. There's a lot of really, really awesome stuff that you can get with the pro version of Outlier. But here are some more free plays from the Daily Grind tool. This tool can show off the best bet to value plays on an app like PrizePicks or Underdog. Right now on PrizePicks, they love some value right now in League of Legends, as well as some other value right now on like Jarrett Allen over first quarter points at 2.5, for example. Ton of League of Legends value, ton of CSGO value on the board constantly, and you can find all these plays without doing any research at all. You also find a 2-bit power play or whatever your favorite play type is super easily by clicking on plus CV plays and filtering it down. It's an awesome tool. Get it for yourself in my description, click on the fantasy bundle and scroll down. Be sure to use promo code DOMG. There's another tool though from the same guy, so separately in my description, called the AS Generator. This tool automatically generates some profitable and winning slips. It's over 2,000 units of profit since last year, and there are 15 slips currently on the board for apps like Underdog and PrizePicks. Right now on PrizePicks, they love some value right now in NBA as well as some League of Legends. So right now they like some League of Legends plays for tomorrow afternoon, as well as Donovan Mitchell over 24.5 points for the game in a couple days here. If you want this tool for yourself in my description, click on the slip generator and then scroll down and be sure to use promo code DOMG yet again. But thank you for watching. I'll see you hopefully in the next video. Best of luck. If you want to submit over $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, you can watch this video on your screen right now.